Today we'll be looking at Twoodle, or how to integrate Twitter onto your Moodle page. A Twitter feed can be placed on any web page or class blog or Moodle page, just like the one that we see on the right hand side of the screen. If we look at the following example, this was a Twitter feed which I set up on the grade 9 cross-curricular task, which they did on the topic of malaria. So I set up the feed so that it would pull in any tweet using the keyword malaria, and also which had a filter on it, which would only include tweets which had a link, a hyperlink on it, which tends to include only more serious tweets. In order to get the script, go onto your Twitter page and then just scroll down to the bottom where you see About. Click on Resources, then you'll see it pops up with follow buttons, tweet buttons, icons, logos and widgets. You're going to want to pick up a widget. It's going to be for a website. You've got different types of widgets, a search widget, faves and lists. I would experiment with all of those, but really I think the most useful, versatile one is probably the search widget. In the search query box, type what you want. Give it a title. And a caption. You can then test the settings by clicking on the Test Settings button, and in the preview window you should then see results for your search query. In the search query window, if you also type in filter : links, click Test Settings, what you should notice is it's only drawing in feeds which have links attached to them. When you're happy with what's coming through on the feed, go and click Finish and grab Code. And in this window you'll see that the code is available, and you can copy that. I'm just going to go Control-C, and then I'll go to the web page and embed that in the page. So I've accessed my Moodle page. I'm just going to scroll down, and where it says Add a Block, first of all, of course, I've turned editing on, gone down to where it says Add a Block, add an HTML block. Now that should appear right at the top as a new HTML block. I then click on the editing symbol, and I can give it a title, Twitter feed, and inside the block I'm going to click on Edit HTML Source, which I do over here, and then I simply paste the code which I got from Twitter, and I click Update. I go down and I can click Save Changes. If I turn editing off, then the feed should pop up here. And we can see that there are some problems with the text disappearing off the side. I'm going to need to turn editing on again. Click on the editing symbol and just go and tweak code a little bit. And you can see here width, that's 250. I'm going to try 200. So you just play with that. You can play with the height as well. You'll notice there are color schemes and things that you can change. Whether you use a scroll bar, I would just replace false with true, whether it must loop, and so on. I'm going to go down and save that, turn the editing off, and it becomes visible. It's a little bit better, but it's still disappearing off the side, so that's something I'd have to tweak. So what I want to do is I want to go in and change the search term. For example, from malaria, let's say we're doing the unit on France. Instead, I would change it to France. Or, of course, I could go and use a hashtag. If my class is middle 5 cross-curricular, for example, that might be my class hashtag. And then, of course, go and save it. And there it is, Twitter in Moodle, Twoodle.